Tá carregando aqui. Okay, so now we're live on YouTube. I will explain a few things about Talk and Talk before we start. As you know, we are a conversation platform where you can come here and talk in a lot of languages. Today we're speaking in English about emergencies. So let's start. Antes de começar também, várias coisas que eu falar. Eu vou fazer o seguinte, como vocês podem ver, tem muita gente. A primeira pergunta vai fazer todo mundo aqui, depois eu vou dividir em duas breakout rooms, e aí alguém vai me ajudar lá na outra breakout room, ok? Então, vamos começar. The first question is, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home? If you live in an apartment, if you live in a house, what would you do if there was a fire? In my case, I don't know. I really don't know. I need to think about that because I live in an apartment in the 5th floor. So I don't know how would I live. Não sei como é que eu sair de lá because it's a fire. There's a fire there. So I need to think about that. So let's see about you guys. Priscilla, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
So I'm not sure, but maybe I try. I don't know the intents about that. Maybe it's when I start, I try to, I don't know the name, apagar, and call the 911. I don't know the speak correct. And that's it. I'm not sure, but I'm think this. It's a very difficult this situation. Yeah.
That's true. Perfect. Okay. And you, Fran, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
I would run to a safe place and call the fire brigade.
Perfect. I guess that's the most important one, né? Call 911, call the firefighters, né? Chamar bombeiro, chamar alguém, né? We need help, so that's true. Perfect. And you, Márcio, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
I go out my home and I call the fireman.
Perfect. But do you know how you would go out? Você sabe como você sair?
Go out,
any idea?
But I don't know. I don't have a plan. I never think about the situation.
Perfect. You would see in the moment, né? Haver um momento lá, né? Que quer fazer, o jeito que ia dar. Okay. And you, Pedro, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
First, I would check if it's possible to control the fire, but if it were impossible, I will get out from my home, would warn my neighbors and call 193. I think in Brazil is 193, right?
I don't know. I need to know the emergency numbers. Eu sei da polícia, como quiser, né? But the others, I don't know. Like the firefighters, the ambulance, I don't know. Tem o SAMU também, né? Da ambulância. Não sei, eu só sei da polícia mesmo. But I guess it's
193.
193. Yeah, that's true. Perfect. Okay. So we need to call 193. That's it. But I guess if you call like the police officers, they know how to do something. Like, yes, I guess someone has already called them. Eu acho que com certeza alguém já ligou para a polícia querendo bombeiro. Então, capaz, né? It makes sense. And you, Apoena, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
I think it's easy to talk about this because we are here safe. Yeah. But when happens, it's more difficult. But I think that I try to put off the fire and take an extintor because I live in an apartment in the 3rd floor, and each floor there is an extintor. And if I can't put off the fire, I call the firefighter and call my neighborhoods. I don't know.
Call someone to help because alone we can't do nothing. That's true. Perfect. E o Hugo Firmino, eu tenho que chamar de Hugo Firmino, temos dois Hugos, então, Hugo Firmino. Hugo Firmino, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
I run.
Run!
Run, Barry. But I think I try to save my family, my mom, and run with her um, uh, cat, dog, o que der para salvar, and to call for someone to help.
Perfect. Yeah. When we are able to help, I guess it's really good, né? Quando a gente pode ajudar, né? Um cachorro, um gato, alguém, é muito bom. I remember, it's not related to fire, but I remember a case where I used to live in Teresópolis. There was a flood once, teve uma enchente uma vez, and then there was a lady that she was trying to save her dog. Ela estava colocando a própria vida dela em risco para salvar o cachorro dela. So I was like, lady, you need to save yourself first, after the dog. Depois você se salva, depois salva o cachorro, mas tadinha. We love so much them that we need to save them too, né? A gente ama tanto os bichinhos, tem que salvar eles também, né? Even though we can put ourselves at risk. Perfect. And you, Hugo, only Hugo, what do you think you would do if there was a fire in your home?
I had an experience to the fire a few years ago in I live in another house. The neighborhood starts screaming the night is 9 p.m. So I go there and the new grandson, o neto dela is playing with match and em cima da cama and drop the match, the fire starts and they go out and don't say nothing. They smell the smoke, they understand it's a fire. The old woman has a mobility problem, so they start screaming. I go there and the match, o colchão is on fire. I get a towel and get wet in the sink and put it above the colchão and do that again till the fire is end. But it's very fast. Because the smoke starts to spread, you can breathe well. And when levantava a toalha, o fogo continuava. So until ends it's not a good experience because you don't. If you stay there, the smoke is spread very well when you don't start to breathe in, you put in danger. So it's later the firefighters go there, so the sounds, but after that I think to buy a extintor de incêndio because it's gonna help a lot.
Of course. And I guess the worst part is that everybody is nervous, né? Fica todo mundo nervoso. So it's important for you to think rationally. And so it's really dangerous. Fire is something that spreads quickly, not only the fire, but the smoke, and both of them can kill you. Né? Que nem você falou, os dois matam, a fumaça e o fogo. So it's really complicated. That's true.
Porque na hora que você respirar, você começa a sentir a respiração curta por causa e é fumaça de espuma, né? Então aquela fumaça preta, né? Fumaça branca, né?
And it's terrible for you, né? You can die really quickly with that. That's true. It's dangerous, so that's why we need to know how to handle it. Né? Por exemplo, de saber como lidar, né? Perfect. So now I'm going to divide into breakout rooms, okay? And I would like to ask a volunteer. Quem que vai me ajudar na breakout room? Pode ser?
Eu posso ajudar.
Hugo? Ok. Então, vou dividir, vai ficar 4 lá e 4 aqui, ok? E aí, olha, eu vou dividir em boys and girls, porque tem boys and girls aqui, a gente vai fazer o clube da Luzinha. And then, breakout roomers, já podem ir para lá. Vou ficar aqui com a Poena, Fran e Priscila. So, let's go to question number 2. Have you ever practiced how to escape from a fire? How did it make you feel? In my case, when I was in school, they made us do that once, like, because we're learning some things, and it was only once. Só uma vez, never again. And then I didn't like it because I thought it was unnecessary. I was a kid, so I thought it was dumb. Eu achava que era completamente necessário, eu era criança, achava bobo, I hated it. But now I know the importance. We need to know how to deal with fire. And you, Apoena, have you ever practiced how to escape from a fire?
Yes, once a year I have a practice because in my work it's necessary. We learn how to do when happens. And how did it make you feel? I know I know that this is important, and I like it to do because we learn how to escapar, and we learn some things that you can use inside of your house to protect. Tipo, para a gente se proteger, né? Pequenas coisinhas assim que a gente pode fazer em casa para não acontecer. So it's important for me.
Yeah, and some things that they are so small, but they can help us, né? To prevent those things, né? Pode ajudar a prevenir esse tipo de problema.
Yes, because some fire you don't jogar, you don't throw the water, you have through another thing to apagar o fogo.
Yeah, that's true. And Apuena, what do you work with? Because you told us that you need to practice that because of your job. So what do you work with? O que você trabalha?
I am air traffic controller, so I work not inside in the airport, but next to the airport.
So it's important for you to know, right? That's true. I guess in every profession should be important, but this one is really dangerous. Perfect. And you, Fran, have you ever practiced how to escape from a fire? How did it make you feel?
No, I never practiced it.
Never, nunca.
Never.
Okay. I lucky you because it's boring, but it's important. É chato, mas é importante.
Yes.
And you, Priscilla, have you ever practiced how to escape from fire?
Yes, I ever practiced in my last job. Yeah, I have one experience about that, and practicing a little strategy about this comportament and I don't know, actions you need when I start, or what do you do? And it's keep calm, it's important, but it's not easy. And it's a very good experience because I never have this situation, yeah, never in my case, but I imagine it's so hard. Depends of the location do you stay, and you need resolve fast because sometimes it's very fast. The flow, I don't know the name. Fog, it's very fast, and you need to decide, yeah, because if you wait something, it's a terrible situation, yeah. It's more difficult to resolve, yeah. I like it when I said this, yeah, in my last job, because it's the intention happens in the place when I work, yeah, but it's possible to use, yeah, the only strategy in other locations, yeah. It's so
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, when you know how to deal with fire in one place, you can deal with it in anywhere, right? So if you practice that in your job, you can do that in your home. Like you can follow the procedures, right? So
it's important because I believe when I practice this, yeah, you pay attention. For example, when I change my apartment, I observe around me. Oh, here I can see maybe. Oh my God, I don't like think about it, but I observe. Yeah, when I practice this, you more observation about the around you. When I go to the other location, I'm thinking about when I was teenager. I'm go to the location for dancing. My God, when I think about that, it's happening in this situation. Everybody dead because don't have options here. When a lot of people in the same environment, it's impossible to save. Yeah. When I think about it, oh my God, when I was teenager, I don't think about it. Yeah.
But this became so common after the White Keys incident, right?
Yes.
Because this was a fire, a lot of people together and few way out, né? Não tinha muito jeito de sair. So the fire started and people who weren't dead by the fire were dead because they were run after, né? A pessoa esqueci o nome, mas tipo, passou correndo e atropelou a pessoa, né? Pisoteada, isso. So it's really dangerous. And I think about that because sometimes me and my friends, we go to clubs, to parties, and then I see I don't like this place because if I needed to leave, not only because of fire, but maybe there's someone there doing something bad or anything I don't like. I feel uncomfortable. Eu não gosto, não, sinto muito desconfortável. I don't like.
Yes, it's necessary to look exit, assim, uma saída for a lot of places, a move.
No, we need to know. Anywhere we go, we need to know how to leave, né? Qualquer lugar que a gente tem que saber como sai. Porque se acontece alguma coisa, tem que sair, né? Então, it's important. That's true. Yes. So, let's go to question number 3. Do you think it's important to have a fire safety plan in your house? Why? Why not? Fran, do you think it's important to have or not?
Yes, I think it is super important because you never know what can happen. But I don't have one. I believe that in Brazil we don't have this habit, except in companies.
That's true. We usually don't have a escape plan, né? A gente não tem plano de escape nesse caso, but usually in big buildings, né? Prédios maiores, tipo empresariais, né? Company buildings, they have, né? Because I guess they are more serious, né? Então eles precisam, né? But here we don't have, which is something so different from USA, for example, né? Nos Estados Unidos a gente vê eles têm tipo basement, attic, né? Porão, sótão, um monte de coisa para eles se esconderem de algo ou sei lá, tá acontecendo alguma coisa poder se precaver. Here we don't have this. We just live our life and if something happens, we're screwed, né? A gente tá ferrado se acontecer alguma coisa. It's like that. Perfect. And you, Priscilla, do you think it's important to have a fire safety plan in your house?
Yes, it's very important to have a plan, yeah, for to escape or for to control the bad situation. A bad situation, yeah, it's important to have because maybe it's not it's not normal. Do you think about it? Yeah, but it's important to understand and try keep calm and with happiness and have a plan. Yeah, because sometimes you can't control. Yeah, you need help to control, and sometimes you can control, you can escape, you can help other person. Yeah.
That's
it's
true.
very important. When I said about you said about the strategy in the other countries about, for example, furacão, I'm thinking all the time it's happening here. My God, everybody died. Yeah.
Yeah.
About the other, I know that não tem nada a ver com, né, com coisa de incêndio, mas I imagine this. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's an emergency, né? Because here, which we don't have a lot of, we're not a dangerous country related to natural dangers, né? We have floods and that's it, né? A gente tem enchente só, but earthquake, hurricane, né? Terremoto, furacão, a gente não tem. Because we are really, we have a real nice position on earth, né? Tem uma posição muito privilegiada na Terra, né? So we don't have those problems. But the ones who have, they need to be careful, né? Quem tem esse problema tem que tomar muito cuidado, né? There's a student here on Talk and Talk, her name is Valkyria. Ela estava nos Estados Unidos uma vez, and then she passed through a hurricane. Tava tendo furacão. And then she was traveling, ela estava para viajar. Ela estava no aeroporto e não podia viajar por causa do hurricane. Então é um desespero, você tem que ficar perto de lugar que não tem muita janela. So imagine the chaos. We here are not prepared, né? Aqui a gente não está preparado para isso. Impossible.
No.
That's true. E é importante a gente pensar nisso, né? Porque se vai que acontece, né? O mundo tá tão doido, né? Vai que acontece.
Yeah, the global warming, yeah, maybe.
That's true. And you, Apoena, do you think it's important to have a fire safety plan in your house?
Yes, I agree with Priscilla. I think it's very important. We have a plan how when can go out. In my case here, in my, how can I say, a block, in my block, we have 3 extintores. By the way, I am a síndica now for 6 months. So we put our extintores in a local, and easy local, caso a gente precise, né? So that's it.
Which is something important, right? Because imagine, you need it, you don't know where it is, you keep looking for it, né? Precisa, não sabe onde é que tá procurando. It needs to be accessible, né? Tem que ser acessível para todo mundo, né?
Yes, because of my job, my neighbors and me, we always think about this and about other danger case. So because I am a military too, so we think about this case.
No, it's important to keep safe, né? É muito importante se manter seguro, and you need to prevent things, né? Isso aí é se prevenir, né? My grandfather, he says that o prevenido morreu de velho. So we need to be prevenido, right? We need to prevent those things. That's true. So let's go to question number 4. If you saw a fire in a public place, what would be your first instinct? So you're not in your house, you're in a public place. So it could be like a shopping mall, a restaurant, I don't know. If you saw that, what would you do? The first thing. Priscilla, what would you do?
So it's difficult because depends of the intention, because the situation, yeah, if a lot of people or a little people in the same time. But I don't consider myself a good person for example, to organize something about that. Yeah, but the simple instruction, for example, I don't know the name in English, fumaça. You need to put your hand in your face, or try help us, for example, I don't know the name, idosos and the child, because it's very stressful. It's normal. The people the same video, everybody crazy in this moment. Don't think, don't pay attention. It's normal, yeah. Instinto, yeah. And I believe I tried this, yeah. They try to, I don't know, tirar the child and the idols, or this location, yeah. Because I don't have não tenho experiência profissional, yeah, to control about keep focus in the I forgot the name, my God, no incêndio. The fire. Thank you. I don't have. I'm not considered. I have a simple, I'm learning about simple strategy, yeah, but not, I'm not very
A
experienced about that.
specialist, right?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess nobody is like regular people, né? Quem não trabalha com isso não vai saber muito bem, né? It's normal. But I guess it's really complicated because just like you said, everybody's crazy there, né? Fica todo mundo muito louco, muito nervoso. So you don't know what to do because you don't act rationally. Every time we have an emergency, we don't act rationally. A gente não age racionalmente, né? Quando tem esse tipo de coisa. So it's really complicated. That's true.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have someone to guide. I don't know who is going to be this person because it's hard, but eu acho que é sempre importante ter alguém lá para guiar a situação. Tipo, ai, gente, calma, faz isso. I think it's important. I wouldn't be that person, but I guess it's important to have. And you, Apoena, if you saw fire in a public place, what would be your first instinct?
Like you said, it's very complicated because a public place, there are a lot of people, and when this happens, everybody stay crazy, and unfortunately, but I think that I looking for emergency door. How can I say saída de emergência?
I guess it's emergency door, emergency exit.
Emergency door. And one mais rápido possível, as fast as I can. And that's it, because like Priscilla said, it's complicated to organize and make the other people think normally. And that's it.
That's true. I guess this job that we were saying that this person who guides is a really hard thing to do, né? É uma coisa muito difícil, porque ninguém vai prestar atenção. Então você precisa ser muito assertivo, né? What you need to do. So it's really complicated situation. I totally agree with you. And also it's important, just like Priscilla said, né? To look after the ones who are unable to deal by themselves, né? Cuidar daqueles que não conseguem. Crianças, idosos, né? Disabled people, deficientes. Because they can't die because of that, né? Vem depois de morrer, né? So it's a complicated situation. And you, Fran,
Yes.
if you... sorry, pode falar, Penny.
No, yes, but first you must be safe, and after this, you can help other people.
Yeah, that's true. First you, just like they say on the airplane, right? So if you had something, if you had a mother and a kid, first you put the mask and then after the kids, né? Eu sempre lembrei disso, porque eu ficava indignada, né? Porque eu era criança, né? Então eu ficava indignada. Por que ela tem que colocar primeiro e não eu? But makes sense, because you need to be safe, né? Você tem que estar seguro para depois ajudar alguém. So it makes sense, that's true. And you, Fran, if you saw fire in a public place, what would be your first instinct?
My first instinct would be to look for the fire department number and call.
Call them is the most important thing. Ligar para eles. Se conseguir ligar, é para ligar mesmo. The first thing we need to do. Perfect. And wait for them, né? Do what we can while we wait, né? Fazer o que pode enquanto espera eles, né? Try to survive, né? Tentar sobreviver. Perfect. So let's go to question number 5. How would you describe the importance of fire alarms and smoke detectors? Seria alarmes de fogo, né? E detectores de fumaça. Do you think they are important? And why? Né? Se eles são importantes ou não. So, Apoena, do you think they are important? Why?
Yes, I think it's very important because the equipment can realize more fast than us what's happened, and the equipment can avisar,
Warn.
So it's important.
That's true. And just like you said, it detects faster than us, né? Ele detecta mais rápido, which is the most important, because as early as you know the thing, it's better for you, né? Quanto mais cedo souber do problema, melhor, né? Tem mais tempo de resolver. That's true. Perfect. And you, Fran, do you think they are important? And why?
I believe they alert people that there is a fire outbreak to go to a safe place.
Perfect. So, as soon as they heard this, assim que escutarem isso, já vão para um lugar seguro, né? That's true.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's why it's so important, né? Que nem a Poena falou, né? Se a gente cobre antes, então você já consegue ir para um lugar mais seguro. It's true. Perfect. And you, Priscilla, how would you describe the importance of fire alarms and smoke detectors?
So I totally agree with you all, because when I have this situation about the fire, it's important to, when I start, you know where starting, and when I these alarms or detectors, it's very good, because it's more advantage. You can change the location. It's the people. There are depends of the place. It's a big place. it's maybe it depends of the intention about the fire, because it's good, because other place it's start to pay attention the people. It's not good. It happens a bad something, and I need call, or I need her. Maybe it depends of the person. It's very important. I consider that, because it's prevention, no, but not about the prevention, about the opportunity to resolve, maybe you can control the for example, fireman, maybe to control about that. I don't know, but I consider it very important. The different place there are these the alarms and the detectors. Very important.
Perfect. I agree with you. And mostly because of the firefighters, because since you know that faster, já que você já sabe mais rápido, you can call them, and by the time the fire would be like bigger, they are already there, né? Já estão lá quando o problema fica pior. Então, it's really important. I agree with you.
It's
So let's go to,
tell me. Sorry, no, it's important the I don't know the correct name about that, but the tools, I don't know the nome certo, mas the same, for example, about the tragedy here, my city, the alarms, if you can change, maybe depends of the location do you live, and it's possible to save, because it's very important to know about only fire, about the other things. It's very important to have alarms and detectors de fumaça. It's very important.
True. In Petrópolis, they had alarms too, because in Teresópolis they have, né? My mom's city is next to Priscilla City, so I know a few things about there. And there, every time it has a lot of rain, a storm, they put an alarm, né? Eles botam um alarme que aí precisa sair das áreas de risco. And then it's really complicated, because since there was a huge tragedy, teve uma tragédia muito grande, né? Algumas vezes já. And then it's important. Every type of danger, we need to have an alarm, né? Para qualquer tipo de perigo é importante ter um alarme, né? As pessoas botam até em casa, né? Para prevenir ladrão, então é importante ter para tudo.
Save yourself, by myself, yourself. It's very important.
Everyone, we need to be safe. That's true. Perfect. So let's go to question number 6. Have you ever learned about fire safety in school or at work? Então, se alguma vez você teve contato com essas dicas de segurança, né? Tanto no trabalho quanto na escola. As I said, I had only once when I was in school, but it was really like dumb, because it was only one situation, and we learned how to deal, and it finished, everyone go back to their own life. So, voltou para vida normal. Rapidinho o negócio, só falar que fez, sabe? So, I didn't learn, I guess. Eu não aprendi nada, não. And you, Fran, have you ever learned about fire safety in school or at work?
No, not that I can remember.
It's not that common, né? Não é muito comum as pessoas fazerem isso, né? But I think it's important, but it's not that common.
But is very important. Todos deviam participar, né? As pessoas deviam participar de algum, ter, né? Mais acessível.
Ele devia ter mais programas para isso, né? Para lidar com emergências. Porque na hora que chega o problema, não tem como, né? Como é que você não está treinado para passar pelo problema, né? Perfect. And you, Priscilla, have you ever learned about fire safety in school or at work?
In school, I don't remember, sincerely, but at work, I have, yeah. I remember one part about that, about the firemen go to the work to explain, because there are a special departments and to take care the people. And 1 year there are these practicing about the fire, about the other things, about the security in general. My last
which is so important, right? And most important is not that they did only once, they repeated, né? Once a year, uma vez ao ano você tinha, so you couldn't forget, né? Você não esquecia.
And they put for example, the person can be to, oh my God, participated, you can, for example, I remember one per department is the main person about the instruction, maybe it's necessary, É uma pessoa mais ou menos do departamento que ficava responsável. This person used I don't know the name, colete, and it's happened, this situation, this person, it's the completed course, it's very good.
Perfect. So you are ready for a problem, right? If something happens, já sabe o que vai fazer. Perfect. And you, Apoena, have you ever learned about fire safety in school or at work?
At school, I don't think so, but like I said, at work, yes. It's like Priscilla said, one person, each sector must be a main person, and that person is responsible to organize this situation, organize how the other people leave this room, this place. And I will tell a history that happened in the beginning of the year, this year. The block next to mine, there was an apartment, and it pegou fogo, take a fire, and there was a little dog inside the apartment only, and my neighborhood saw the smoke, and they ran so fast to the apartment, and they took extintores, and they could help the dog and stop the smoke.
Perfect. So, I was afraid the dog would die. I hate when animals die.
Yes, they thought a lot of fast.
Yeah, we need, it's necessary. If you see a situation like that, you need to know what to do, because it needs to be fast. And things happen. If they took long,
difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. If they took long, maybe the dog would die, né? Talvez o cachorro poderia ter morrido. So, I know it's not as important as a human being, né? Eu sei que não é muito importante quanto ser humano, mas, gente, eu amo muito cachorro. Então, assim, eu ia ficar muito triste se o cachorro morresse na história.
I have a dog, so me neither. And they had to, the door was locked. So it was a problem, the first problem they enfrentaram, but they can, how can I say? Esqueci até em português a palavra. Tipo, eles arrombaram
Isso aí eu também não sei inglês, não. Let me check, but I'll tell you. Let me see.
Eles arrombaram a porta
Break the door.
Break the door. So break the door and could.
Perfect. Which is so good, né? Eu acho que é muito bom ter gente preparada para fazer essas coisas, sabe? Porque, assim, eu não me considero preparada para lidar com emergências desse tipo. But we need to be, né? No final das contas, a gente tem que ser preparados, né? Para fazer essas coisas. Because it's something that can happen, né? Que nem a Fran falou, a gente não sabe o que vai acontecer. Pode acontecer um pouco aqui hoje na minha casa, né? Então, assim, a gente tem que saber o que fazer. It's really important. Girls, because of our time, já fechei aqui a breakout room. Os meninos devem estar chegando aí daqui a